Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back with a video that is long overdue. So I've had so many people ask me to talk about all of these Harmonist fragrances that I have. These were sent over to me by a beautiful subscriber like a really long time ago, and I have been meaning to do a whole video because I've got so many of the scents here. Yeah, so I've got all of these here, and then I've also got all of these here. And she was so kind, she wrote all of the notes down for me. So yeah, we're gonna go through and do a kind of first impressions, because I did go through and spray all these and smell them when I first got them, but I have completely, like I couldn't tell you the first thing about any of them anymore because it's been so long. So yeah, I just thought it would be fun to go through, sniff them, talk about them a little bit. I can give you my first impressions, which ones I think are worth, which ones I think are maybe worth looking into, which ones I think maybe aren't. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna get all of these out. It looks like there are two different lines. There are some that come in like this kind of white. Yeah, the ones that have a white top, and then there are these ones that have a black top. I'm not totally sure. I'm sure it's like two different lines. But anyways, let's just go through and start sniffing. The first one I have here is called Matrix Metal, and she was so kind to write all of the notes down for me, which is so helpful. So Matrix Metal is some kind of pine tree, metallic notes, and vetiver. So I'll tell you right out of the gate, I'm really nervous about the metallic notes, which I get immediately. Ooh, it's really beautiful though. It's very bright and ethereal smelling. Oh, it's very ethereal smelling. This smells like, this smells like fairy tales. It smells like, it's hard to even explain. It's this very light woody scent, but with an almost like citric vetiver in the base. And the metallic notes are very strong and present in this. It's the same kind of metallic that you get from Tom Ford's metallic. It's that same kind of metallic note. I could not wear this because I don't do well with metallic notes, but it is one of the most like fuzzy, ethereal fragrances I think I've ever smelled. This will take you to like another dimension. So that one's super interesting. Metal Matrix is definitely metallic. The metallic note in it is way stronger than the metallic note in Tom Ford's metallic too. It's definitely not for me, but it is a very nice perfume. Okay, moving right along, we have Desired Earth, and Desired Earth is Cadewood, Immortelle flower, and patchouli. Oh my goodness. That one is beautiful. This is super warm. There's something sweet in this. I would bet that this has got vanilla or something in it. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It smells very niche. Oh my goodness. Desired Earth is the name of that one. And there is something, it's beautiful, it's warm. The patchouli, I don't know, I'm not even really getting patchouli from it. I guess because I'm almost getting this kind of spiced vanilla. It's this warm, sweet, like spiced, caramely vanilla. I don't know, I will of course have the notes on the screen for you. I'm sure it's got more notes than just these ones, but yeah, this one I love. It's right up my alley because it's sweet. It's super sweet and warm and cozy smelling. That's an amazing one. So I'm gonna put the ones that I really want to test on myself in another pile so that I remember. Okay, next we've got Sacred Water, and Sacred Water is peppermint, iodine notes and gray amber. So that's interesting, iodine notes. Ooh, but I'm getting this almost a metallic. Yeah, it's got a little touch of that kind of metallic smell to it. Oh, there's something almost addicting smelling about this though, because it smells like dusty and musty, but in a good way. In like a comforting way. It's like fresh, and you get this really nice like peppermint, but without being too minty. But there's something that almost reminds you of like, I don't know, it almost reminds me of like a great grandma's house, and she's got these old like quilts all over her house, and they have this like kind of like dusty, musty smell to them, but in a homey way. It's hard to explain, but that's what this perfume smells like. It's really nice. I don't think I would want to smell like this, but this is one of those, it's like super addicting smelling. It's like that's all you want to smell because there's something so nostalgic and comforting about it. It's a good one, but it's not anything I would want to walk around smelling like. So anyways, that one is called Sacred Water. Next we have got Velvet Fire, and Velvet Fire is saffron, tobacco, and oud. Ooh, I was expecting something much heavier than this. And this is not heavy at all. This is actually quite light and bright. I was thinking the tobacco and the oud were just going to be really overpowering, and they're not at all. I'm getting mostly the saffron. And I really like saffron if it's done well, and it's done really, really well in this fragrance. It's not too overbearing. Sometimes saffron can just overtake an entire perfume. And it really doesn't here. Everything is balanced and very light. It's very fresh. It smells very citrusy with the saffron, and I don't get tobacco or oud really at all. Maybe just the slightest touch of like a very dry, light tobacco. But this is overall a very, very light, well-balanced perfume. Would I want to smell like this? Probably not. It leans just a touch masculine to my nose. But I'm just such a sucker for sweet perfumes that this one, I love a good fresh perfume too that's not sweet at all, don't get me wrong. But usually if I'm going to go for an unsweet, like light perfume, it's going to be something really like crisp and minty, or vetiver, or citrus, or florals, like watery green florals, things like that. I don't ever think to go for a light, like a really light, bright tobacco fragrance. It's just not what crosses my mind, but that's exactly what this is. So anyways, this is Velvet Fire. And then next we have got Golden Wood. And Golden Wood is oak, beeswax, and tonka bean. So I am super excited for this one. Because I love beeswax and I love tonka. Oh, wow. You get a touch of sweetness from the beeswax. It's very lightly woody. Or very slightly woody, I should say. You get that like waxy beeswax. Slightly sweet, and then the tonka. I'm such a sucker for tonka. Tonka is one of my favorite notes in perfumes. Like hands down, I adore tonka. And the reason I adore it is because it always brings a warmth to a perfume. And that's exactly what it's doing here. It's beautiful. It's not overly sweet, it's slightly sweet, I would say. It's like a slightly sweet, waxy beeswax and warm tonka. Oh, this is a love. It reminds me a little bit of Carner Barcelona Elborn. Just a little bit. They're definitely not smell-alikes or anything, but it reminds me a little bit of that. This is a love. This is a good one. So that one is called Golden Wood. And then we have got these ones here. I've got Sun Force. Oh, wow. Okay. Sun Force is amazing. This is like what I go for when I'm looking for a fresh, crisp, bright perfume. This is what I'm thinking of. This leans just a touch masculine. It almost smells like a really, really fresh, clean men's cologne. It's definitely a masculine fragrance, but it's one of those that it's like almost addicting to you. It's like hard to stop smelling. It's so clean and fresh smelling. You definitely get the saffron here too, but it's, again, it's very well balanced. The saffron isn't taking the entire fragrance over. Oh, but that citrusy pomelo in the top, and then the sandalwood in the base. Oh gosh. It's so, so good. Very masculine leaning though. Well, I shouldn't say very, but definitely masculine leaning to my nose, but super, super fresh. Oh, okay, yeah, so it's got the notes on the side of the box. It's saffron, yellow mandarin, Hawaii pomelo, honey, cardamom, incense, sandalwood, benzoin, and musk. Oh, it is so good. Ooh, you get that warm cardamom too. Ah, it's such a good one. But it definitely leans a little bit masculine. So anyways, that is Sun Force. That's definitely a good one. Okay, next we have got this one here called Yin Transformation. And I think I remember really liking this one. Yes, I knew something about this. Oh, this one is so good. This one is Calypso Orchid, Mandarin, Bulgarian Rose, Almond Milk, Ylang Ylang, Iris, White Musks, Sandalwood, and Benzoin. Oh, it is so good. It's light, very slightly sweet. This is another really very like ethereal smelling fragrance. You get that really beautiful light powderiness from the iris, but it's very delicate. It's not like an in-your-face, stuffy, powdery fragrance. It's like a very delicate, ethereal, like very slightly powdery fragrance. It's lightly sweet. It's very lightly creamy too from that almond milk note. It's gorgeous. Again, it's a very dreamy smelling fragrance. Oh gosh, so anyways, that one is called Yin Transformation. I do remember loving that one. I'm gonna keep that one out and give it some love because it's so good. Okay, and then the last one from these, the ones with the white tops, is Moon Glory. Oh, this is really familiar smelling. This reminds me of Jean-Paul Gaultier's Scandal. That's exactly what this reminds me of, Scandal. So this is Bergamot, Hawaii Jasmine, Diamond Orchid, Queen of the Night Flower, Tuberose, Passion Flower, Sandalwood, Tolu Balsam, and Hinoki Wood. I very much get like a Scandal vibe from this. It doesn't smell exactly like Scandal. I think this, I don't know that Scandal has tuberose. I think it's orange blossom in Scandal and this is tuberose. But you get that same kind of honeyed floral quality. And it's very similar. It smells very, like you can even see, look at the color of the liquid. It's a really dense, like honeyed floral. Very dense honeyed floral. Very syrupy smelling. It smells like nectar. It definitely gives me Scandal vibes. Or, you know, something like that. It reminds me of like an orange blossom, honey, thick, syrupy, drippy nectar smelling perfume. Ooh, it's a really good one. Would I want a full bottle? No, because these kinds of fragrances usually don't work on me. But I think that if Scandal and those kinds of fragrances do work on you, I think you would absolutely love this because it's beautiful. So anyways, that one is called Moon Glory. Okay, let's move on to this one. These are the ones with the black tops. I wonder, it almost makes me think that this is like a yin and yang collection, like, you know, the black and white. that they're like kind of, I don't know, yin and yang. It's kind of what I'm getting from this. Okay, so the first one, oh, okay. The first one, this one is called Metal Flower. So I'm nervous with metal in the name. It says it's Bulgarian rose, Ylang Ylang, and aldehydes. Oh, that is definitely a rose fragrance. It's a really realistic fresh rose, but there's something that's really softening it. It's almost got this kind of, it's got this fuzzy, almost like slightly powdery something that is softening it a ton. You can smell the aldehydes in the brightness of it, but there's something super cozy and soft about this fragrance. Oh, it's really, really pretty. Ooh, it's like a soft, light, warm rose. And it's funny because it's got the word metal in it. I'm not getting any kind of a metallic note at all. And that would give you the impression that it would be kind of a cold fragrance. But I'm getting this really warm, I don't know, this really warm kind of fuzziness about this. Ooh, it's really beautiful. So that one is called Metal Flower. I'm gonna put that in my to test pile for sure. Okay, next we have got Magnetic Wood. And Magnetic Wood is green mandarin, mimosa, and sandalwood. Ooh, I'm getting the mimosa immediately. Ooh, and the orange, the mandarin. Oh, it's really beautiful. This bright citrusy mandarin. This is funny. This is gonna sound awful, but I don't know if you guys have ever gone into like a tack and feed store where they have like grain for animals. That's kind of what this reminds me of. It reminds me a little bit of the inside of a tack and feed store, but in a really, really good way. Not in like a gross way. Like it's in a really kind of comforting, nostalgic way. That's definitely what it reminds me of. So anyways, I wouldn't want to smell like that because to me it does remind me of the inside of like a tack and feed shop, but there's something, again, kind of addicting about it, just like that kind of musty smelling one that smells like your great-grandmother's house or something. It's nostalgic in the same kind of way. So anyways, that one is called Magnetic Wood. Okay, next we've got Guiding Water. And Guiding Water is watermelon, lotus flower, and white musk. So I'm super excited to smell this with a watermelon note. That is so good. This is another one that there's something nostalgic smelling about this. It's so good. It's super crisp and fresh smelling. It's definitely got that watermelon note, but without being too overbearing. It's really, really light and fresh and crisp. It almost gives me cucumber vibes. Yeah, it's probably the combination of the watermelon and the lotus flower, but it gives me, like, I get cucumber vibes. Like fresh cucumber. Which there are a lot of perfumes on the market that you can get a fresh cucumber vibe from, so I probably wouldn't pay niche prices for a fragrance that smells like this. But it is really, really nice. It smells exactly like something, actually, now that I'm sitting here smelling it. It smells just like something that I have. If I can remember before I edit or before I post this video, I will try to put it on the screen for you. But it definitely reminds me of something that I've got, like something fresh and cucumbery. So anyways, that one is Guiding Water. Okay, next we've got Royal Earth. And ooh, this is a beautiful iris. Yeah, Royal Earth is carrot seeds, vetiver, and iris. I I love iris, but I love carrot seed and fragrance too. It's not a super popular note, but there is something so cozy and comforting about it. Kind of like Ambrette. It's got that same kind of coziness to me that I adore. So that is a beautiful, like iris and carrot seed fragrance. And it's got this really beautiful fresh vetiver, which keeps it very light and it keeps it from getting too powdery. And it doesn't smell makeup-y either. It's an iris fragrance that doesn't smell like makeup. It doesn't smell like old lipstick or powder. It smells very fresh and crisp and light. Oh, I love this. I'm definitely gonna give this one some love. Yeah. And as I test these, I will throw them into a what I wore last week video so we can talk about how they performed, how I ended up liking it, all of those different things after I test them. Let me know if there are any that you guys want a full review on, like you want me to just test one and do an entire video or review on, you know, any of them. I'd be happy, or as many of them as you guys want. Just let me know. I'd be happy to test any of them, even the metallic ones that I don't love, but I will definitely test them and try to be as unbiased towards the metallic notes as possible. Anyways, last but not least, Hypnotizing Fire. And a Hypnotizing Fire is benzoin, vanilla, and patchouli. And I am super excited because I love, of course, I love vanilla and benzoin. This is beautiful. It's super warm smelling. It's a little bit sweet. The patchouli is really, really softened by whatever the sweet note is in this. There's something definitely sweet in this. Oh, but as it dries down, the patchouli starts to come out and it's like an earthy patchouli. Ooh, the patchouli really, really starts to come out. It's like a really strong earthy patchouli. And then you've got that sweet vanilla, and there's something else in here also that's sweet. Ooh, and that resinous benzoin. That is a wonderful, that would be a great wintertime fragrance, like cold weather fragrance. It reminds me a lot of, I think it's called Fire by the Maker. Yes, it is. It's called Fire by the Maker. And this reminds me a little bit of it. It's really, really nice. I'm gonna put this in my pile of to test, but I'm not gonna test this until it gets a lot cooler out because it is, this is definitely more for cold weather. It's not for the heat, for sure. So anyways, that is called Hypnotizing Fire. So anyways, you guys, yeah, that is just a quick sniff through and quick first impressions of a bunch of Harmonist fragrances. Again, let me know if there's anything that you want full reviews of, anything that you want me to spend more time with, or that you guys would like more information on, or more, you know, experience with. Just let me know. I do hope that you all enjoyed this and found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.